Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Today, we are continuing with our rudiment of music, grade 3, ABRSM, lesson 7. And the topic for today is construction of major scale 1, key E major, scale, and key signature in both clefs. My name is Oluwatoyin Isijola, your facilitator for today. Our learning objective: by the end of this class, students should be able to, number 1, identify the note of the E major scale in both ascending and descending order. Number 2, explain the key signature of E major and correctly notate it in both treble and bass clef. Number 3, apply the knowledge of the E major scale by constructing it on a musical staff. Here is the breakdown of our lesson today. Introduction. Let's talk about what a scale is. What is a scale? A scale is a sequence of musical notes arranged in ascending and descending order based on a specific pattern of intervals. It serves as the foundation for melodies, harmonies, and musical structures. Let's briefly discuss the major scale and their construction using the tone, semitone, the whole note, and half note pattern, which is the pattern we use to build any major scale. Here we have T, T, S, T, 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 S. T stands for tone and S stands for semitone. While on the other hand, W stands for whole notes, whole step, and H stands for half steps. But in this lesson, we'll be sticking to the tone and semitone. Then as well, I want to define what a tone is. What is a tone? A tone is moving 2 semitones. That is, you skip 1 tone. And a semitone is moving to the next very note. We have the next notes. It could be white and it could also be black on the piano. Then we must bear in mind that this method is the way we use to build all the major scale, regardless of where we start from. Constructing C major scale as an example. Here we have a keyboard, contains the black key and the white key, and then we have from C to C and to B. Now, immediately down it is what we use in constructing the major scale: tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And now is an analysis under here. From C to D is a tone because we have the black in between. And from D to E is also a tone. But from E to F is a semitone because there's no black in between. And then from F to G is a tone. We have a black there. Then from G to A is also a tone. As well, from A to B is also a tone. But from B to C is a semitone. And that is how we build the music scale, the major scale. Now let's go to the main thing for today, constructing E major scale. Now we have the keyboard again, and now we have E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, which we can refer to as an octave. Now, the E major scale itself is E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. And by the time we take a look at the patterning which we use to build the major scale, we move from E on the keyboard now to the F sharp, that is a tone. Now from F sharp to G sharp, that's a tone. And now from G sharp to A, that's a semitone. As well as movement from A to B is a tone. And then from B to C sharp is a tone. From C sharp to D sharp is a tone as well. And then from D sharp to E is a semitone. And so the analysis is done for us there. Please get familiar with this. And once you get that, that is how to build the major scale E major. Now let's look at the constructing E major scale with the key signature and chord. And in this case, we have the key signature on the treble stave. Here we have 4 sharps, and that is how we identify E major scale. And our sharps are being derived, from the last class we said that, because we treated some other ones apart from E major as well. And so I would like you to remember our acronyms. Go down and enter by first command. And then G has 1 sharp, D has 2 sharps, A has 3 sharps, and now we are treating E major. And E major has 4 sharps, which are F, C, G, and D. And so that is how we identify where our sharps are coming from. And also on the bass clef as well, it's drawn there for us. So when we see these sharps, we know the kind of notes we are constructing and we are dealing with here. So also when we go down as well, we have it there. That's our treble clef with a chord, and the chord there is E, G sharp, and B, as well as the bass clef. The same thing we have there, and that is the chord there. Now let's look at the construction of the E major scale, this time around without the key signature on the treble clef. And so we have the ascending and the descending. That's our notes. The sharp is there for us as well. And so if we want to read this note, take for example, then we have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Then on the descending, we have do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. If we're going to get a pure sound, we must put those sharp. Without those sharp on them, it's not going to produce a pure sound. Now let's also look at the one we have below. These are on the bass clef without the without the key signature on the bass clef this time around. Ascending and descending. The same thing we also have here. Yes. Now, let's look at constructing E major scale as well with key signature on the treble clef and also on the bass clef. Well, let's go with the treble clef right now. Now we can see how the keys, how the notes are ascending. We can see it with the key signature, 4 sharps, and our 4 sharps, we have it on, as we said the other time, on F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and on D sharp. As well, when we are also descending, we have it the same way. So please let's get to understand it quite properly. Now let's look at the one we have down, which is without, which is with a key signature on the bass clef. Yeah, we can see the ascending, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and then we see the descending, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. All right. So now let's move to the next slide, which will take us to the end of the class. And here we're going to be taking our assignment from our workbook 3, ABRSM. And here we have exercise 1 to 4 on page 7. Yes, so please do well to send your questions to my Gmail. I will answer all your questions. Now, please get a pen and take the Gmail down now. olaniyi2003@gmail.com. I'll repeat again. olaniyi2003@gmail.com. Yeah, I'll be expecting your question and I will send you back the answers at the right time. Thank you. We've come to the end of the class.